jewelry clean, gleaming like J shit, you taking off your bracelet. My niggas start wildin', I'ma let them do them. They gon' start shooting, I'm making sure they take your new rims. I'ma get it all on zoom lens and tell a story. With a body in my trunk like Nori, yo, take
guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Got an absolute jewel for you guys today from the house of Van Cleef Arpels. This one is called Bois d'Iris. Now, we reviewed Midnight in Paris a little while ago. Really enjoyed that one, but I'll be honest with you guys, that was the last fragrance on my list to purchase from this house. A while back, I had tried Bois d'Argent by Dior Privé, and I didn't really dig it. I thought it was alright, nothing that great, and I couldn't really understand why people were so gaga over it. Decant Shop hit me off with a sample. And then one day, a while back, I was going through all my samples, and I just decided to finish my Bois d'Argent sample. Wore it that day and got like 4 compliments, no joke. At that point, I decided I liked it a little bit better, a lot better to be honest with you. But then, in really just smelling myself, weird thing to say, later that day, I realized it really was clean and powdery and it lasted, and I just enjoyed it a lot more. I didn't want to pay $210 for it, and that's what the Dior Privé bottles go for. Those 4.25 bottles are $210. I think the 8.5 bottles are $300 or more than $300. So I actually looked for some alternatives, and the one that Fragrantica compared that fragrance to most was Bois d'Iris by Van Cleef Arpels. And then, just so happens, a couple weeks later, Greggy Boy did a video, I think it was his collection video, where he compared the two, and I was like, fuck it, man, I'm going to grab a bottle. And I was ready to get it via Lucky Scent, which it was $185 for 75 ml. But for the fuck of it, I was like, let me go to eBay, see if I can get this one on the cheap. Not really shook at catching a fake. And sure enough, there was a seller flipping these for $99 with no delivery, no tax. So done deal. Copped. Got it 2 days later. Total blind buy. Before we get into it, let me just say this. Midnight in Paris and this are the only Van Cleef Arpels scent that at this point I'd definitely be willing to look at other fragrances from this collection extraordinaire, which this is their version, guys, of the collection extraordinaire of their Privé line. Now from this line, I've also tried Orchid Vanille. Didn't love that one, but the ones that I do want to check out, so if anyone knows about these fragrances, let me know. Cologne Noir is one I want to check out. I think Mark Buxton did that one. And then there's an oud one that I definitely want to check out as well. Now, this one was a 2009 release from Emily Copperman, and she also did Beloved Man for Amouage, which I love. Also did 212 VIP Men for Carolina Herrera. Did Givenchy Play Intense. Did Lalique Pour Homme Equus and Eau de Lalique. She did South Bay for a different company. And she's pretty prolific, and she's a good perfumer. In New York City, you can check this line out at Bergdorf Goodman. And your notes on Bois d'Iris are myrrh, labdanum, incense, amber, driftwood, vetiver, ambergris, vanilla, and sugar. As I said, 75 ml. I paid $99. It's eau de parfum. Your box, guys, Van Cleef Arpels. It has the VC and A. It's not embossed. It's actually 3D printed on the bottle. On the box, I'm sorry. The back, you just have your regular information. It's a heavy cardboard box. You open it up, you get a little booklet with information and some foam padding. As far as your bottle goes, it's very heavy, very nice. It has that Bois d'Iris, Van Cleef Arpels printed. It has a little charm with the Van Cleef Arpels logo. Even on the bottom, you have that Van Cleef Arpels logo. Next to the sticker. So definitely really nice job. Also a pretty heavy cap. They did a good job on that, and the atomizer is really well done as well. So big shout out to Van Cleef Arpels. I think that these luxury houses who do jewelry and stuff like that really know how to nail presentation, so I definitely appreciate that. As far as what this one smells like, guys, this one is gorgeous. Very like Bois d'Argent for my money. I think it's a better scent because you get the inclusion of a really powdery iris note in this fragrance. Bois d'Argent came out in 2004. It was composed by the excellent Enric Menardo. That also has an iris note listed, but for me, it's so much more evident in this scent. And this one opens up with just gordery, powdery, vanillic iris. It's like a sugared iris accord that is stoutly accentuated with bits of amber, incense, and wood. So this is the vision I could sort of make with this one. Imagine sitting down in like a wooden room, eating a bowl of vanilla ice cream with iris everywhere and incense burning. Now, that is without doubt a bizarre picture, but that's what I get out of this one. It's beautifully done. It's soft and restrained, but it has some power to it, a really reserved power, and I think it's hard to overspray this one because it's so pleasant and the iris is so fragile. As it dries down, you're going to get myrrh and some vetiver, and you're going to get a nice amber green note. But for my purpose, I think of it as a powdered vanilla iris with amber, some woods, almost like a pencil note, some myrrh, and it's really, really well done. Fairly linear in its development, really only gets more resonance as it evolves, but I really like how it opens, and I like the fact that it does stay there. Performance is really good, just as good as Bois d'Argent, if not better. Very much a unisex fragrance. It's going to project softly and last for a long time. You'll get some decent sillage. Time of year, you can pull this off 4 seasons out of 4 seasons. The only time you might want to fall back with it is during the dog days of summer. For me, ideally, this is about dress occasions in the spring and fall and cooler summer evenings, but this is signature scent worthy. Boys and girls, you can pull it off casually on dates, at work, or dressed up. If you're unable to get this but are looking for something similar, Bois d'Argent, of course. You're going to pay more money for it. This also gets some comparisons to a fragrance called Iris by Adori, which I have not smelled. Some Iris fragrances that I like are Iris 39 by La Labo, but that, of course, is a much more earthy, very different Iris, and the gorgeous Dior. Midnight in Paris is a powdery scent that also a little bit reminds me of this one, also from Van Cleef and Arpels, but I think this is the better of the two. If someone were trying to talk you into purchasing this, I think they would tell you that this is a great price, a nice presentation, it's a people-pleasing scent, it's versatile, and as far as it and Bois d'Argent go, these are very unique fragrances. On the flip side, if someone were trying to talk you out of getting this, I think they'd say, look, it is a copy. You know, you might be better off getting the Bois d'Argent. You kind of got to smell them both and see. And I could see some people seeing this as too feminine. I really, really could. But I could also see some women seeing it as too masculine. So you really got to just check it out yourself. For me, I feel like this is a better version of Bois d'Argent. It's cheaper, the iris is standout, and I think it's just more complete. But it is a facsimile of a scent that Menardo developed 5 years before, and because of that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The point off is coming because it isn't original, but the price is right, the scent is awesome, you can use it in so many ways, they nailed the presentation, and it's really regal and wealthy smelling. I love this one, if you can't already tell, and advise you to take a look at this one, and I've got to really look at some others within this collection. So that has been my review of Bois d'Iris, guys. Let me know what you think. If you guys check this out, if you want to, any comments you guys want to leave, I'll see you next week with more videos. Guys, you know what it is.
Songs like biz that got everybody jocking. With rhymes like Buster, we keep the party rocking. Outworld music tight like your mommy's stockings. Our services cost more than Johnny Cochran's. I got a hand on my